Hey, sixth graders, welcome back from spring break. Hopefully you're relaxed. You had some nice needed rest in there. I know that I spent a ton of time with my kids, which was not very relaxing, but it was fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Dahl?
I watched Frozen 2. Did you watch Frozen 2? Like once or twice, right?
Maybe like 3-4 dozen times.
Yeah, it's okay. It was a lot of fun.
It's great.
All right.
Into the unknown.
Okay. We have birthdays.
Woo! Over spring break, it was Addie Brazina's birthday, so happy birthday, Addie.
And then we had Braylon and Olivia Kelly Taylor. Who do you think's the older one of those twins?
Braylon.
Yeah, it's probably Braylon. I think it's Braylon.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll just go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That works. Okay.
All right, come on in.
Yep. Social
Christmas.
distance.
Social distancing. Social distancing. Social distancing.
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. All right, here we go.
Put the marker down.
All right, here we go. We're going to talk about Google Classrooms. Now, every single one of you is going to be getting this packet of how to get onto our Google Classroom. We would love for you to go on there. All of your classes are going to be displayed right on your homepage. Please follow the very nice instructions, and it'll get you hooked up to our online e-learning page. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about is another piece of paper that you got. This is very important during this time period, is to have a schedule. We have placed all 8 classes that you could have. You only have 7 of those 8. Please go right ahead and write your own schedule. Put one of them in each block for the class subjects and give yourself a designated half hour of the day for each subject. Now, our content might not take an entire half hour. However, then it gives you some break time, like passing time, to get into your next class's stuff. Mr. Blog, take it away.
One more thing about the schedule too. Do remember that one of the basic human needs is eating and sustenance. So make sure that you give yourself some time to eat in this schedule as well, okay? Don't try to crank this out all in 7 hours. That's a little ridiculous. Okay, next, we're going to talk about assignment completion. Now, the nice thing is that we kind of got some practice on this in our first go-round, right? You had your packets and you were asked to do various things every single day. Now, when you open this, there's a good chance when you see all of this paper, you might get just a little bit stressed. It looks like a lot. But just like we did before, it's going to be broken down intentionally by your teachers in what you should be doing every day. So as long as you're keeping up and you have a great plan, you should be good to go. And on top of that, we are going to be doing tests and quizzes on this new system. Now, we are going to go by the academic honesty system, meaning that we believe that with teaching and with you learning, right, Mr. Lambert?
Absolutely.
That you should be not using your notes or the internet to answer any questions unless your teacher in a video tells you to do so.
Let's go over the last one. The process for picking up your new materials. Each Monday, you are going to be able to do your pickup here at school or at the bus stops. There's a lot of information going out around that. It's the same thing. You will also then turn in your homework the following week on Monday. So you do not need to take pictures of your homework or submit them in that way. If there are assignments on Google Classrooms, we'd love for that to be your first option, but we will have hard copies of every single thing coming out in the packets as well. We good to move on?
I just want to say if you have any questions on anything of the variety of how to turn things in, please let us know. We would love to help you with that. I'm ready.
Here we go.
All right. I had to wait until Mr. Pod was out of the way. Our word of the day, back to some lighter subject, is a very fun word. Skullduggery. It's like underhanded and sneaky behavior. And so it seems to me there is some skullduggery afoot here, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. You can also say this is a synonym for shenanigans or funny business.
I would say that there's definitely been a lot of skullduggery in room 406 over the last few weeks getting things together.
Shenanigans!
I think you're nice. Yeah, you're
My apologies. I didn't know we were switching. So we are going to also do this day in history right now. And this is going to be the anniversary on this Friday, April 10th. In 1912, the Titanic set sail on its voyage. Its one and only voyage.
Didn't they say it was unsinkable?
I believe that it was. They said that there were 4 caverns underneath that if they were sinking, they could close it off and stop it from going down. Unfortunately, by the time that they had hit the iceberg and tried to close that cabin, it was too late. More than 4 were already filled up.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't unsinkable.
No,
It sank.
it definitely was not. No,
Okay.
no.
We seem to like Titanic a lot in here. We have a lot of stuff about Titanic, don't we?
It just seems like a very, very weird word, considering that Titanic means something to do with like being unsinkable or being invulnerable.
Right.
And yeah, it most certainly wasn't.
No. All right. Well, we have another next group I think is going to go. So we're going to move out of the way and they're going to show up.
Why, hello!
6 feet.
6 feet. 6 feet.
All right. That was great.
That was fantastic.
Super smooth transition. All right. We're challenging it a little bit more because there's like a third of the class that are getting the 24s each day. So we are going to go with some more difficult problems. We have 14, 4, 4, and 8. Email me. You guys are all doing awesome. Keep it up.
All right. Our science fact today just blew my mind when we looked at this one. All right. With today's technology, a rocket can leave from Earth's surface and you can get all the way to the moon in the amount of time it would take for you to take a horse and buggy stagecoach across the length of Minnesota. Now, that also means that this would be actually also the length of time it would take for you to drive from Minnesota all the way to the northern tip of Alaska. So you can drive that distance, which isn't even out of the continent, in the amount of time it takes you to fly all the way to the moon and be standing on the moon.
Weather permitting, correct?
Yeah, hopefully, weather permitting. Yes, absolutely. So it's a pretty cool one. All right, let's go through our weekly updates of what we got going on this week. Let's head on out.
Yeah, I was like, how am I going to get up? Okay. Oh, that's not me.
All right.
Mr. Fogg, that's you.
So for the way that your classes are going to go, we've kind of developed a system that's going to be very similar amongst your core classes. So when you get into Google Classroom, your teachers are going to have everything that's labeled by day. Okay, now besides Miss Doyle, she's doing things just slightly different, but only slightly. We're going to have a warm-up to start, and you'll see it labeled. It'll be on the Google Classroom and also in your paper packets. Then the lesson content will come next, and then in the end, you're going to be asked to do an exit ticket. Now, I'm going to bring this up in my videos a lot, but I want you to know right now, this is going to be marked as your attendance, as proof that you attended school that day. It is still required by the school and the state that you are going to school every day. So you need to get these things done if you are online. If not, we do have ways of collecting at the end of the week to prove it, but you need to do it in this format. Warm up, lesson content, exit ticket, and then any homework that you were assigned.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with language arts, the same order as it was before. We are actually going to put a pause on poetry, and we are going to finally finish Julius Caesar. So unfortunately, we're not going to be watching Act 5, but I've kind of made some modifications for that. So you're going to do your study guide, the first 2 pages on Monday, and then the second 2 pages, then we're going to take the test in the end part of the week. I'm going to provide some extra notes for you, as well as you can email me if you have any questions.
Right. And he gets stabbed at the end, right? That's what happens?
It was in the middle. It's actually at the climax of the plot diagram. It's right in the middle, Act 3. It's Act 2, Brute.
Come on. All right, social studies. It's kind of difficult to see from where I'm standing, but I just want to let you know we're going to be finishing up the rest of the French Revolution reading guide, okay? So you're going to have 2 sections of that, and then we're going to review on Thursday, and then you're going to have your quiz on Friday. And hopefully when you're going through Google Classroom, you'll be able to understand how to do that. Once again, if you have any questions, email. We'll be there to help. Social distancing.
Social distancing.
All right.
We're flying into math.
Woo! There's so many
Segway.
types of multiple planes happening.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Is that a math joke?
Sort of.
Oh,
Math
okay.
/ dad joke. All right. We have 2 columns here. One for honors math, which is over here. You can see that we're not going back to chapter 1 in our 6th grade text. you have a 7th grade textbook now for math. So you can see we're covering 4, yeah. I did it. All right, we're covering 4 lessons in 5 days, so I'm building in a work day on Thursday. Same thing as Mr. Plog and Ms. Doyle was saying, we're just mentioning, email me if you have questions. The warm-ups, the exit cards, the videos will be on the Google Classroom website. For 6th grade math, we're finishing up chapter 8 and then moving on to review and a quiz on Wednesday. More details will come to follow that, but you will be allowed to use your notes in the book on that. Following that, we'll go into the coordinate plane, 2-day lesson on 9.1. So I'm prep.
All right. Science. We have our last 2 lectures about ear anatomy, echolocation, and sonar. And then the last 3 days of the week, we are watching a video documentary on a student by the name of Ben Underwood. It's called The Boy Who Sees Without Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
How is that possible?
It's a pretty cool one. You'll have to watch it and see.
Will do.
All right, Mr. Blog, finish it out.
All right, now with us doing things the way we are now, I feel like it can be a little bit overwhelming, right? We're going from learning in a normal classroom setting to now going completely online. We came together and we decided that it was kind of important for us to come up with like a slogan or an idea to help you be motivated. And Mr. Lamprecht stumbled on this, I believe. Sorry if I'm giving credit to somebody else.
It was Lamprecht.
But we found 10 things that required 0 talent, okay? And all of these things are positive when it comes to a class learning environment. Being on time, showing up, making an effort, being high energy, maybe not so much online, but still a good thing anyway. Having a positive attitude, being passionate in what you do, using good body language, being coachable, meaning that you're willing to learn, doing a little extra, being prepared, having a strong work ethic. If you can apply those things to the Google Classroom thing that we're doing now in distance learning, you are going to be A-okay 6th grade.